Hello student, today we are learning the parallel axis theorem. The statement of the parallel axis theorem is I0 is equal to IC plus MS square, and the statement is given by here the moment of inertia of a object about any axis is equal to the sum of product of moment of inertia of parallel axis passing through the center of mass and the sum and the product of mass of the object and the square of perpendicular distance between the two parallel. Now let us consider the rigid body. This is a rigid body is there, and there are the two axes are there. These two axes are parallel to each other and they are passing through the 2 point. One is a C point and another is a O point. C point is a where the center of mass is situated. Now consider this moment of inertia which is passing through the moment of inertia of a body passing through the center of mass about an axis ACB is represented by IC, and IO is a moment of inertia of a body about an axis MOP passing through the point O. These two axes are parallel and the distance between them is OC, and it is taken as a H. Means we can say that the distance between the two parallel axes is H value. Now let us consider the point D where the small mass element is situated. This small mass element is represented by dm. Therefore, dm is a small mass element situated at the point D at point D. Next is that draw the perpendicular from point D. Means dn is a perpendicular from point D on line OC. And therefore, we can say that the dn is equal to the perpendicular on OC. Moment of inertia of an object about the axis ACB is given by the formula IC is equal to integration of dc square into dm, equation number 1. Same here, the moment of inertia of the object about the axis MOP is given by the formula I0 is equal to the integration of OD square into dm, equation number 2. Two formulas are there. IC is equal to integration of dc square dm, equation number 1. I0 is equal to integration of do square dm, equation number 2. Now let's consider this diagram. In diagram, triangle DNO. In DN is already perpendicular to the line OC. Therefore, this angle becomes as a 90 degree. We can use the Pythagoras theorem for it. Using the Pythagoras theorem, DO square is equal to DN square plus NO square. Equation number 3. If we consider the small triangle here, again DN is perpendicular to the CN. This angle becomes as a 90 degree. We can use the Pythagoras theorem for it. And using the Pythagoras theorem, we can get CD square is equal to the DC square is equal to the DN square plus NC square. Therefore, DC square is equal to the DN square plus CN square. Equation number 3, substitute into the equation number 2. We get here I0 is equal to the, that is moment of inertia of a body about an axis passing through the point O is equal to integration of dO square into dm. Now dO square, that value we are substituting from the equation number 3. That values gives as the dn square plus no square bracket square into dn. Now NO, if you see that the NO is divided into the two parts, first part and second part, means we can write the NO is equal to the NC plus CO. That's why NO is equal to the CO plus EN bracket square. Now use the trigonometry, use the formula for it, A plus B bracket square. A square plus 2AB plus d square. After that, opening this bracket of it, we get here the dn square plus co square plus 2co cn plus cn square into dn. Now this, if you concentrate on these two terms, dn square and cn square. dn square and cn square gives us equation number 4. That is, in triangle DNC, DC square is equal to dn square plus cn square. After that, we can write this dn square plus cn square is nothing but the dc square. That's why this term becomes as equation dc square into dm integration of it plus that into gives the integration and multiply by dm to the each term of it. We get here integration of co square into dm plus 2 into integration of co cn into dm plus integration of cn square into dn. Next is that after subtracting we get the integration of dc square dm plus co. What is that co? Co is the nothing but the distance between the two parallel axes. That's why, and it is taken as a h value. It will use as the co is nothing but the h, and this term becomes as a h square into dm. Co again will write the h value cn dm as it is. Now this h is a constant value taken outside of this integration, and next equation will write ic plus h square integration of dm plus 2h integration of cn into dm. Now in this equation I0 is equal to ic plus integration of dm is equal to the capital M. We are substituting here, that is the total mass of the body. That's why equation becoming here mh square plus 2h integration of cn into dm. Equation number 5. Now by definition of the center of mass, that is the x coordinate cn is equal to the integration of cn into dm divided by total mass capital M. After that, integration of cn into dm is equal to xcn into m. For the symmetrical mass distributions, we are using this formula, and here we consider as the center of mass is situated at the origin. When the center of mass is situated at the origin, its coordinates becomes as a 0, cm and ycm, xcm and ycm. After substituting this value of it, we get the equation is integration of c and dm is equal to the 0. This value substitute into the equation number 5. We get here I0 is equal to IC plus MS square plus 2H into 0. This value gives as a, this product gives as a 0. Therefore, we will get here I0 is equal to IC plus MS square. This way we can prove the parallel axis theorem. Now, what is the use of this parallel axis theorem and why this formula is used for it? Now say that the moment of inertia of this body about any point on this object we can calculate, and this is the I0 is there, that is we can find out the moment of inertia of the object passing through the point O. But if we know the already formula for the IC, that is the moment of inertia of a body passing through the center of mass, then we can substitute the directly IC value, and we must know that the mass of the object and the distance between these two parallel axes, and that is m and h square. Then directly we can get the value of the moment of inertia of an object at any position, and that axis must be parallel to the axis which is passing through the center of mass. Thank you.